Hey everyone, Michael here with hellocupcakeitsme. Today is the Saturday check-in. It is February 10th, 2024. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to podcast.hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the podcast, updated every Thursday. And then also make sure to go to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog. I've been doing a lot more writing over there lately. And then also go check out my upcoming books website at cdsthebook.com. And I also encourage you to follow the links down below. And if you would like to sponsor this channel or my book, there's going to be information about all that, and let's get right into it, shall we? So, Saturday, I got to sleep in. I'm feeling kind of good about myself, and then I made the mistake of opening up the phone and start scrolling. And the more that I scroll, the more that I get really pissed off and angry. And I don't know why this is on my For You page or my front page or whatever the hell you want to call, like, whatever reason the algorithm decides to put shit into your view site. But, oh my god. So, yeah. This is going to be a little bit of a ranting video. So I'm going to get the rant out first, and then if you're still around, you get to hear about all the other crap. And this is kind of a continuation from the podcast the other day. And I'm not going to get too much into the podcast aspect of it. If you want to go watch or listen to that podcast, it's the newest one that's up right now. You can find my podcast on any of the podcasting formats. Just look for Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast. And you should be able to pull it up. I even know that you can do it on like your smart speakers and stuff. So it's easy enough to find. But the sheer number of people that are ignorant of not only the politics that they blindly follow, but the religious teachings that they decide to follow, and just how stupid and hateful 90% of the people on the internet are. Just, it's staggering. And you know that I'm an LGBTQ or legitimate supporter. I believe in their rights. I believe in, everything. I have my own prejudice and my own misunderstandings of the LGBTQ community. I still don't understand the whole non-binary thing. I still don't understand the whole gender fluid thing. I still don't understand the labeling system, like gender queer, gender this, gender that. I'm taking the steps to learn about these things. I've taken classes on inclusivity of the LGBTQ people. I have friends and family members who are gay, lesbian, or miscellaneous other. And so I was talking with my niece the other day, and she was like briefly describing each one of the things, because I told her, I'm like, at 40, I'm close enough to my 43rd birthday. I'm just going to start saying 43. But at 43 years old, or almost 43 years old, there's still a lot that I don't know, but I want to know. And I want to be able to support people and, You know, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else, I don't give a damn what you do. And depending on the demographic that it does hurt, you know, even then, I really don't want you to hurt people, but, you know, if what you're doing is harming, like, people who abuse animals, who use, like, live training animals to get dogs to attack and fight and stuff like that, you know, I'm gonna just, like, I see nothing. You know, like, animal abuse is one of those things that I have a hard time with. And that's, I'm not talking about, like, barnyard practices of meat production and stuff like that. Like, I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegan. I am not a member of PETA. As a matter of fact, like, I love meat. And, one of my favorite foods is, like, hamburgers and stuff like that. So, you know, I understand that there are certain types of practices in those settings that need to be addressed, but I don't think that we need to, like, down with the meat industry or whatever altogether. I understand that cows and pigs are intelligent creatures, but at the same time, they're a food source. Do they have to be a food source? That's a topic of discussion that I'm not going to get into because I don't care. If you're a vegan, awesome, cool. If you're a Nazi vegan, you're pushing it with me. Like, you know, I appreciate the fact that you're vegan, vegetarian, or whatever, but don't shame me when I'm buying a burger. And if I go out to dinner with my vegan friends, I'm not going to order a porterhouse and sit there and just like, nom, nom, nom. Like, no. I'm going to eat according to who I'm with. But anyways, I'm getting way off topic. So, I don't like to talk about religion, and I don't like to talk about politics on my channel. But in this case, over the last couple of days, it seems like it has been right in my face with people saying everything with their whole chest. And, like, you know, fuck you, you're not going to change my opinion on this. And it's like, well, your opinion is wrong. Like, you should not form beliefs about shit that you have no proper education in. Like, a belief is something that someone will die on a hill for. And once somebody has created a belief, they will not change that belief. I form ideas. I have an idea about XYZ. Ideas allow for change and input of new information to allow for growth. It is less rooted and more mobile and more allowing of persons to grow, expand, and adapt. So when somebody comes at me and like, this is a core belief, I'm like, but should it be? I'm like, So anyways, yeah, enough of that rant. Because I got more rants to go on. The next rant that I have is about the healthcare industry. And so I'm still having issues with my car. The check engine light has been on now for almost a month. And it's something that no one that I know can fix. It's a O2 sensor in the downstream, which is part of the muffler exhaust catalytic system. And in order to get it fixed, my car has to be lifted up. Somebody has to get under there, change out the sensors, and lower it back down. I don't have the money to do that right now. And it's not really affecting the performance of my car too much. But, you know, it is an issue that is pretty glaring and has restrained my being able to go places. So I'm still driving around town or whatever, but I'm not going out of town. Like, I'm not driving over to my sister's house, or I'm not driving to Walmart or anything like that. Like, you know, I'm taking very short trips within like 5-10 miles of my home. And if I needed to, I could. And, you know, if the car did break down, I have AAA, so that's not a problem. I get 4 free tows a year up to 100 or 150 miles. So 150 miles, I'm on the other side of Washington State, and, you know, that means I could get home. So, yeah, there's 150 miles, and I'm at my brother's house now that I'm thinking about it. So, like, if it breaks down going down toward his place, I can just be like, "Hey, bro, come pick me up. I'm over here," or whatever. But anyways, so, yeah. The reason I bring up my car issues is because, and the medical issues, is because I have to drive about 30 to 40 miles round trip to go to a pharmacy to pick up my insulin. Now, I'm supposed to get 2 of these little vials. Okay, I'm supposed to get 2 of these a month. It's a 41-day supply. They only want to give me 1 because they say 1 is enough. Well, as you've seen in all my other videos, this is my insulin pump. Now, technically, I'm supposed to change this insulin pump out every 3 days and not reuse the insulin that's in there. So, to show you what that looks like, here is an insulin cartridge. This is one of the smaller, thinner insulin cartridges. However, it still holds 250 units of insulin. Let me show you what 250 units of insulin looks like. This is a very old needle. The numbers are starting to wear off. I reuse my stuff as much as probable just to keep from filling up the landfill. So, every 3 days, I'm supposed to put in, and I'll stop it when it gets to 250. I'm supposed to put in that much insulin. In 3 days, if I don't use that much insulin, let's say a typical 3-day, that's how much insulin I have left over in a 3-day period. I'm supposed to throw that much insulin out. That's 150 units of insulin. So, that vial only holds, I think it's 500 units of insulin, maybe a little bit more. It's a 20 or 21 milliliter vial. So one of these lasts me about 2 weeks, changing it out the way that I'm supposed to, which means that I need the 2 vials to make it the entire month. So I tried in vain, and I knew that it was going to be a stupid process to even try to do this, but I tried in vain to have my stuff sent to Kroger. Kroger is the dumbest when it comes to pharmaceuticals. And, anyways, I went to go pick up my insulin last night because I was told that it was ready and all that other stuff. I get there. Oh, Mr. Peterson, I have to order that in and it won't be here until Monday. What part of I need a refill don't you hear? Like, this is not a medication that I can skip waiting for your shipment to be here on Monday. Like, bring it in from another store, tell your distributor, hey, you need to rush order this. I need it here on Saturday. Whatever you got to do. But this is not one of those medications where, oh, well, since you're the only person who really uses it at this store, we have to order it in special. You're supposed to order it in when you get the fucking prescription, and I gave you the prescription 4 days ago. Like, no, don't be dumb. They were going to tell me that I have to pay $35 for my insulin. That there again is wrong. I do not pay for that type of insulin. I pay for my flex pins, which is a special type of insulin that is in a pin device, and I don't see that I have one right here to kind of show you what... Oh, there you are. So, this right here, this is an insulin pin. So, it has about 250 units of insulin in it. If I have to use this thing, I take 160 units at a time. 160. I only get 4 of these. And the last week or so, my blood sugar has been out of control. It's been up, down, left, right, all the way. Like, all last week, I couldn't get my blood sugar to stay under 300. This week, I can't get my blood sugar to stay above 90. And the last couple of days, my blood sugar has been so low that it hasn't even registered on my continuous glucose monitor. So, at most, I'm supposed to pay $4.50 for these. And at most, I don't pay anything for this, but at most, I'm only supposed to pay $3.50 for this insulin. So trying to tell me that I have to pay $35 for medications that I've been taking for 17 years, and 2, I've been taking this medication for at least the last 8 years and never had to pay more than $2 or $3 for the pins and paying nothing for the vial. So anyways, I'm pissed off that Kroger has yet once again disappointed me, as I knew that they were going to. But, so it shouldn't be too big of a shock. I was hoping and praying, because they have new management and new whatever there, that it was going to be a lot better. It's not. So now I have to figure out how to make it out to the pharmacy that is 30-something miles away, round trip, and hope for the best. And I also got to figure out why I need to have my doctor set it up differently so that I can still receive the 2 vials of insulin instead of the 1 vial of insulin, because I cannot make it out twice in a month. Now, I have a friend whose daughter does home caregiving and stuff like that, who's offered to pick it up, but if I'm having to pay any kind of money, I don't usually have that money come the end of the month. And so I don't want my friend's daughter to have to pay out of pocket and not understand the full scope of what's going on with me and how my insurances work and all that other stuff, because here again, things are billed differently. This is billed under Medicare Part B. Now, usually prescription drugs are covered under Part D. But because of the way that things are set up for me by my doctor, this has to be billed under Part B because I use it in an insulin pump. This particular insulin does not work. Well, let me rephrase that. This particular insulin isn't rated to work in an insulin pump. And because this insulin is highly concentrated, 1 milligram is like times 5 of a regular insulin. And so I take upwards of 15 to 20 units of this insulin. So, 15 or 20 times 5, that's a gargantuan amount of insulin because of the type of diabetes that I have and the fact that I am insulin resistant and have all these other issues going on with my diabetes. And it's not a typical type 1, type 2 diabetes. It's called a LADA, which is a latent onset adult diabetic type of diabetes. And with that, you have it's more like an autoimmune disease than like your pancreas not just pushing out insulin. Like my pancreas is still pumping out insulin, but it's only doing so at like 3% when it should be at like 100%. And the insulin that my body naturally produces, my body is like, no, no, thank you. So, like, I have to use a higher concentrated dose to saturate into the cells so that my body will absorb the insulin and go from there. So, there's more about my diabetes than you probably need to know. But I have tons and tons and tons of fuckheads getting on here and just like, well, if you would lose weight, well, yeah, if I would lose weight, it would be great because I'd be thinner and skinnier, but I'm never not going to be diabetic. My pancreas might as well just be removed at this point because it does not produce insulin that my body can use. Diet and exercise only makes me a little bit smaller. I'm a big dude. Like, diet and exercise is not going to take away the width of my shoulders. I'm not going to go like this, I'm just built big. I have a big frame. The majority of the place where I carry my weight is here in my abdomen. Nowhere else. I have a little bit of the flabby bingo wing, but that's starting to go away from the swimming and stuff. Over the year and a half that I've been swimming, my arm used to hang way down here. Now it's like firm and like, it's firming up. It's slowly but surely, but it's firming up. So anyways, there's all that rant. Now on for the other stuff that is less rant worthy. And I know that it's a long video, and I'm going to go ahead and break this video up into 2 sections, something I've never done before. So the first 15 minutes is going to be in a part 1. The second part is going to be in a part 2. So welcome to part 2 of the video. So now, the second aspect of everything that I wanted to talk about is my book. The book being first and foremost, I have gotten my cover taken care of, and I uploaded that to the community tab so you guys can look at it. I would love your comments. Someone has already commented on it once, and I thank you. I'm sorry I cannot remember your screen name right offhand, but I really do appreciate you. And My niece is working on the illustrations as we speak. My sister is supposed to be doing the editing, and I gotta kind of keep on top of her because she's one of those people that like to procrastinate, and I don't want her procrastinating this until like September 23rd, and I want to have it published October 1st. I don't want to wait that long, so I've got to keep on top of her, like, so where are you at in the book, any suggestions, blah blah blah. Because I still need time to implement those suggestions into the book, and then I still need to be able to write my acknowledgments and things like that, and I still need a couple of people to review the book, and I need to reach out to them. I have a cousin who is working as a mental health provider in back east somewhere, or Midwest, back east, whatever. you know, she's closer to New York than I am. We'll just say that much. So whatever that is. And what else? Oh, so yeah, got all that up and going. I'm still tweaking on the website a little bit, and I'm trying to figure out how to add a blog aspect to the website. I've done it before in the past, but I don't like the way that Weebly or Weebly does their blog page, and like what it does to the navigational menus and all that other stuff. So I'm trying to think on how to integrate a blog, or at least a section where I can easily update like a little blurb area, like the what's going on aspect of it. So I gotta play around with that a little bit this weekend, and also gotta try to go do some grocery shopping and fun stuff like that. So yeah. What else has been going on? Oh, I've been playing my Nintendo Switch. I downloaded a game called Saints Row 3, and it's the fully unlocked version where you get all the customization packs and stuff like that. And I kind of screwed up because I put in a bunch of codes, and now I can't use any of the weapons. I can only punch or throw grenades. And I can't do any of the missions, so I think I'm going to have to go through and delete both of my saved files, and then maybe just put in a few different codes for like invincibility, unlimited money, and just leave it at that. So anyways, it's been fun playing around with that. Also, yesterday I went for a walk for the very first time in a while, and that was actually kind of nice. And it's a little overcast this morning with a little bit of sun. It's still kind of early here. It's only 10 a.m. and the sun doesn't fully come up here until noon or whatever. So I might try to go for a little walk again today. Might call my niece up and be like, "Hey child, go hang out with me." I'm feeling rather adventurous, actually, and I was thinking about going for a hike. And there is a old military base right down not too far from where I live now, that has a whole bunch of old bunkers and stuff. And I was thinking about like trying to maybe walk those, and doing a picnic or something up at the top. And once you get up at the top, you can like overlook everything and see straight into Canada. And it's just so beautiful up there. And this time of year, You should see all the baby deer and the eagles and stuff flying around, so it should be pretty awesome to get up there. The only thing that I'm not looking forward to is if there's going to be any rain in the forecast today, which I don't believe that there is, but we'll see what happens. That might just be early morning eager Michael talk, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go because the video is now at 30 minutes long, and at this point I don't know if I've cut the video into 2 sections or just uploaded the whole thing. So if you're watching part 2 of the video, awesome. If you're still watching, awesome. But anyways, if you have questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments section down below. Please check out the book's website, cdsthebook.com, and please consider being a donor. All donations will be mentioned in the book's acknowledgement section. On the book's webpage, there are 2 different ways that you can donate. You can donate through Buy Me a Coffee or through Patreon. And Patreon has 3 or 4 different membership tiers where Buy Me a Coffee doesn't. And so I probably will add some tierage to the Buy Me a Coffee thing. So anyways, I'm gonna let you go. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will talk to you then. Bye, guys.